Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Every week, we churn out new episodes of our program. Yes, your program Standard and You, through our platform. We help you, our viewers, make sense of the activities of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to make you an informed consumer of goods and services, all in your best interest. How well are we delivered on our mandates? Are customers appreciating and taking advantage of our services? How robust, interactive, and effective is the SON's feedback mechanisms? Answers to these questions and more will come your way shortly. American Embassy commends the SON's effort at tackling the menace of substandard and fake products, as the agency's Director General advocates self-regulation to check the influx of such products into Nigeria. A warm welcome to another edition of Standard and You on Africa's largest television network, the NTA. The program is powered by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, unarguably the most responsive government agency. I bring you greetings from the DG of the SON, management and dynamic staff of the agency. Ifeoma Okonkwo is my name. I'll be back shortly.
Wow, Chief Mike, how are you?
Fine.
I'm going to Sun office for the certification of my wheat flour.
Oh no, things have changed. Sun has simplified all its activities. You could have even stayed back in Kano and process all your papers online. Whoa.
With the efforts of Sun, the products of SMEs can now compete globally. Sun has put in place necessary machineries in support of the growth of SMEs. At highly subsidized charges, SMEs can now get their certification, laboratory testing of their products, as well as purchase of standards. Meanwhile, Sun is carrying out massive seizure of substandard goods in the market and have gotten legal backing to prosecute offenders, all to protect consumers and SMEs. Sun, improving life through standards.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us on the program. Every day, officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria provide services in line with the mandates of the organization to Nigerians. These services are aimed at facilitating the growth of the industrial sector and promote standardization. What's been the impact of this task by the agency? Alimoto Sifo sought answers to these questions by examining feedback from stakeholders and consumers of goods as captured by the agency's feedback mechanism. Please take a look.
Since it was established about 5 decades ago, the Standards Organization of Nigeria has championed the cause of ensuring that manufacturers and importers of goods provide products that are of standard. It has also, as part of its mandate, evolved programs aimed at protecting consumers from the menace of substandard and fake products. From the elaboration of standards, factory inspection, sensitization of stakeholders, laboratory analysis of products, and the establishment of electronic platform to promote the ease of doing business, the agency has demonstrated commitment to developing a viable industrial sector and informed consumer base that will guarantee the promotion of quality assurance and standardization. Despite these noble initiatives by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, there are some unscrupulous businessmen who always want to circumvent the law by manufacturing or importing fake or substandard products. The activities of these illegal businessmen have continued to remain a source of worry to consumers and regulatory agencies like the SON. Such substandard products have found their ways to the markets, leaving consumer of goods with the option of purchasing them. Because substandard products are of low or no quality at all, those who innocently purchase them from the markets often resign to fate when they can't get a replacement, refund, or better still, report to regulatory agencies like the Standards Organization of Nigeria. For the SON, the task of helping consumers seek redress whenever they are denied value for a product purchased is a daunting challenge, as explained by the agency's head of feedback and collaboration.
Quite a number of factors can contribute to the quality of these products. But when we say quality, what do we mean? Quality at the point of manufacture, and then when you are in use. Because of powerful fluctuations, for instance, our television sets and refrigerators can develop fault because of handling. Most Nigerians don't read manuals. and we may have issues with some of these products. So, but we try to determine the root cause and know whether it's a manufacturer's defect, whether it is due to handling. If it is a manufacturer's defect, then we need to, of course, work with the manufacturer to ensure that either there is a need for a retrofitting, if there is a need for a product recall, if there is a need for addressing labeling issues or consumer awareness. But where it is due to the handling of the customer also, we try not to discourage the customer by saying you are at fault. No. We look at it that yes, we need to make you aware of what you are supposed to do and know about the product you are purchasing. So it's the responsibility of the manufacturer, of course, to also ensure that the consumer have adequate information on the product. And this is done through the instruction manuals that accompany this equipment. So for instance, if you purchase an equipment or a TV set or a refrigerator and you don't have an instruction manual, you have a right to complain. So such things are things we try to find out and then take corrective actions on.
She explains that the essence of establishing a customer feedback desk was to resolve complaints related to standard and quality. The agency, she noted, has a robust and interactive feedback mechanism that has over the years provided effective and satisfactory services to consumers and other stakeholders.
The essence of us having a customer feedback desk is to attend to issues that relate to standards and quality so that we can better improve on the way we provide various services in terms of certification, standardization, and quality assurance activities. In line with our timeline, we're supposed to acknowledge within 72 hours that we received your mail, if it's by mail. And if it's a surface mail, we also acknowledge that we received it. Then it depends on your own response time to the information we require from you. For instance, we ask you for the evidence of purchase if you have not sent it in the first place. We also ask you for the sample of the product you are complaining about to test. Now, it also depends on the test method. Microbiological tests sometimes may take 2-3 days. Some tests, they are non-destructive, some are destructive. So it depends on the duration, but we have set a timeline of 30 days, considering all factors that we should be able to resolve the complaint. Where we cannot, maybe because both parties refuse to agree on some things, the modalities, then we advise them to resort to the court of law. But within our mandate, we make sure that we comply with the 30 days resolution, and sometimes it takes 24 hours to resolve if it is a minor case.
She explains the process of addressing feedbacks from consumers.
When we receive feedback, the first stage is to validate your claim. Sometimes competition. Some people wants to give frivolous complaints because they want to actually maybe indict their competitors so you need to validate that complaint that it is actually true. One of the ways of validating the complaint is an evidence that that person actually went through that transaction, like receipt of purchase. Or once you have validated that complaint, or you report a shop, or you report a factory, we have to trace that location. We have to be sure that it exists. We have to be sure that those people will go through our product registration. Are they certified? We look through our processes. If we don't recognize them in any of such, then we'll go after them through our surveillance intelligence monitoring unit. So these are mechanisms of ensuring that we validate that that complaint is true. Then after validation, if it is true that there is, of course, a complaint and it is established, we now look at the product that you are complaining about. We carry out tests on that product. If the product failed requirements, so sometimes a product that the shelf life is 1 year, or probably the expiry date is 1 year, or the warranty on it is 1 year, and then you come after 2 years to complain, that kind of claim is out of warranty, and that product cannot be tested as new. So this is part of what we validate. Now, if it is within warranty, we test why did that product fail. If it is established that it is a product failure, we call both parties for a meeting. We try to mediate. We look at it holistically. If it is a contravention of standards, if it's non-compliance issue, we refer to the necessary department like enforcement to look into it and say, why is this product, why is it in the market in the first place? So, but the most important thing is in 2 stages. Correction is that customer that has brought that complaint must be happy, delighted. At the end of the day, must have trust in the system that he has reported to. So, we try to make sure they are happy, either by repairing that product, replacement, or a refund. And then the corrective action is when we work with the manufacturer and say, what exactly is the root cause of this problem? Is it a non-conforming product? Is it an issue of enlightenment? Is it a case of labeling? All this will work with the manufacturer, because we remember that all stakeholders are very important to the supply chain. So it's very important that we ensure that all parties get value from the mediation process. So we make sure that the manufacturers is well informed. If they are wrong in any aspect, we notify them. If we need to initiate a product recall, we work with them to ensure that we do a public notification and then a product recall. If it is something that we need to retrofit the product, we encourage them to do same. If it is an issue of quality assurance, a good manufacturing practice, we educate them, we advise them on the requirements of the standard. If it is a matter of us revising or reviewing existing standards, we also call for a stakeholder forum for them to look at the standard again through a technical committee meeting, and then be able to have a lasting solution that will be able to improve the system as a whole.
Presently, there is an increased awareness on consumer rights. People now know they can complain about bad products and get a replacement or refund whenever they are denied value for their money.
I purchased this generator on the 21st of March 2019. They tested the generator in the shop. It worked precisely on the 5th of April. This generator refused to start for no obvious reason. So I told the owner I was returning the generator. I had paid the sum of 221,000 for that generator. But the seller was not willing to listen to my demand. Rather, he suggested that I should take the generator to a mechanic. I now went to the internet to Google Standard Organization of Nigeria. Unfortunately, I found it. And then I got their contact and I made a call to inquire on the procedure for laying complaints. To my pleasant surprise, when the investigation started, I was not seeing any of those signs of this moral laxity or whatever. I was seeing the officials of the SON being very straightforward. And what amazed me most or pleased me most was the level of courage displayed, the level of courage, integrity, and professionalism displayed by the investigation team, especially the leader of that team. They instructed the seller to replace that generator, which he grudgingly did. And I'm so pleased to find that there are still departments in this country where you can find officials that can really adhere to professional ethics without fear or favor.
I buy television from online. I buy a TV 30,400. Then the TV, it used like after like 2 days, 3 days, the TV just break down. I come SOL, consumer complaint. I speak to them, and they take the issue up and they told me to bring the TV. I bring the TV and they check it. Take the TV to the lab. do 1 or 2 things, and they call me back. Then they call the people. We have meeting with them. I got there. They apologized to me that I'm very, very sorry to what happened. Before a week, they sorted the issue for me. Then, before 2 days, they sent my money back to me. Now, I appreciate from Standard Organization of Nigeria. I appreciate very.
Almost every company now, because we're in the get age, should be happy to receive complaints, feedbacks from their customers. That's the only way you can remain in business. So this is also applicable to government agencies to remain as the reference point in terms of standardization and quality assurance activities. Standards Organization of Nigeria is very happy and will continue to receive feedbacks. So the more we have feedbacks, the more we're encouraged to do more, the more we improve on our services.
You're watching Standard and You, Africa's authoritative platform on product safety and quality on television. The International Computer Hacking and Intellectual Property Unit of the Embassy, United States of America in Nigeria has commended the Standards Organization of Nigeria for its role in checking the influx of substandard and counterfeit goods into the country. Leader of the U.S. Embassy delegation to the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Ms. Tanya Hill, gave this commendation in Abuja. She said the aim of the courtesy visit was to intimate SON of the establishment of federal agencies network against counterfeiting and privacy born out of a recent symposium on intellectual property rights. This, she explained, was in view of the crucial role the SON plays in regulating substandard and counterfeit products. Ms. Hill said FANCAP was set up principally for the promotion, protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights through interagency collaborations and partnerships. The SON Chief Executive, Osita Boluma Esquire, who received the guests in his office, told them that SON, working in line with the standardization policy of the federal government, places high premium of curbing the menace of substandard and counterfeit products. The SON boss disclosed that the agency was not restricting itself to the enforcement of standards, but also putting in place innovations to stem the tide of such goods in Nigeria. Aboluma pledged the organization's readiness for greater collaboration with other relevant sister agencies for effective and expanded scope of operations to tackling substandard and counterfeit products. The program you're watching is Standard and You, brought to you by the SON. 6:30 p.m. is our transmission time on this station. The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boluma Esquire, has charged consumer of goods and services to imbibe the culture of quality and ensure self-regulation. Aboluma, who gave this advice in an interview with Standard and You in Lagos, explained that the prevalence of substandard products has negative implication on the economy.
Well, more emphasis will be on preventing people from taking advantage of unsuspecting consumers. Let the consumer demand for quality products. Let them demand to get value for their money at all times. Always look out for something that is not right in any product. They should not settle for less. If you see something unwholesome, say something to SON.
The Director General of the SON disclosed that the upgrade of the agency's operational facility is part of a conscious plan to check infractions and reduce human contact to the barest minimum. I will continue to place high premium on staff welfare for efficient and effective service. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bolma Esquire assures members of staff of the SON. He gave this assurance at the sent forth party of the Director of Management System Certification, Engineer Mrs. Oluremi Ayeni.
Represented by Director of the agency, the DG in a statement described Engineer Oluremi Ayeni as an astute and dedicated professional who discharged her duties with every sense of commitment and responsibility. The DG advised staff to emulate the director's attitude to work ethics, adding that the SON will continue to reward hard work. Other colleagues of Mrs. Ayeni described her as a team player with a passion for excellence.
Ms. Ayeni has been a very, very good professional in what she does. And I know she does whatever she's been doing with passion.
Speaking of this amiable personality, many of us that have had the pleasure of working with her will attest to the wealth of knowledge and work attitude Madam Ayeni has imparted in our lives.
It's been a rare privilege to serve the nation in SON. We know what the challenges are, and I've always been of the opinion that we just have to be different so that the nation can be on the global scene. So I just have this appreciation to God that made it possible, because there's been so many assignments over the years, and it's just been God's grace and mercy. My colleagues have been very cooperative, and management, particularly our Director General, has been of tremendous encouragement.
The event was attended by top members of management staff of the SON as well as other well-wishers.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Inferior, low quality, unacceptable, damaged, dangerous, inadequate. These words are used to describe substandard products, whether it's a bad tire, expired LPG cylinder, inefficient light bulb, or adulterated lubricants. Substandard products pose great threats to not just public health and safety, consumer satisfaction, but also the economy. Truly, nobody wants to do business without making profits, but who wants to buy a worthless product? Just as manufacturers and importers have the ultimate goal of profit maximization, consumers want to get value for their money. As a manufacturer or an importer, it's simply unfair when you give little or no preference to product quality. Greed should not overtake the responsibility of satisfying consumer needs. For you, the consumer, it's important you insist on quality. Remember, there will be no business without you. However, the concern is, how do we rid our markets of substandard products? How do we ensure Nigeria is not a dumping ground for fake goods? How do we ensure consumers get only the best? No doubt, Standards Organization of Nigeria has the responsibility of regulating the quality of products imported into the country and manufactured in Nigeria. But we cannot do it alone. Beyond the standards development, sensitization programs, market surveillance, enforcement, and other efforts, we need you to support us by playing your role in the fight against substandard and fake goods in Nigeria. Mind you, we have a mandate established by the law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are manufactured or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. Buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. For any question, complaint, or suggestion, you can send in your messages with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platforms, on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You_. Remember, we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/standard and you. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's do this again, same time, same station next week. Have a great week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.